So rule number one, find water. Rule number two, try to buy as much fruits so you could put, not too much fruits, something that you know could last you at least 3 days. Because in 3 days you don't have to walk around, keep spinning around looking for places. And especially, there's no style of grocery store where you just go in and then you get something for 10 minutes. No, you have these long lines. People are waiting for food from 10 a.m. all the way till 5 p.m. That's a long line. They're used to it. I'm not used to it, so I'll just go to the restaurant. But that's one thing you could do. And I found out this one place that looks very legit. They sell market food, and it looks very nice. I just seen it today as I was walking around looking for water. Because everywhere around here, they sell beer, they sell liquor, but most often they run out of water. So they run out of water, which tells me selling water is not really profitable for them. So they sell waters, but it's mostly for tourists. And most people that's within the streets don't sell it to their environment, which is normal to me. It makes sense, because if nobody's buying, why you want to keep buying, selling something? Once you realize there's a lot of tourists, then you start selling water. So I found a place, and I seen like a whole stock of them. It looks like they're selling, they sell water there all the time. So now that I know that place, next time when I come here, I'm just gonna go straight there. I buy water, like 5 of them, and then maybe 3, because I can't buy 5. 3, I know 3, I could, maybe just 2. 2, I keep it in the refrigerator, go on about my business, come home, drink water. That's the first thing that I do when I wake up. All right, the third thing, coming to Cuba. You cannot avoid getting scammed. You gotta let the scamming get to you so you can understand. You cannot just filter out the scamming, because I could tell you a story about how I got scammed, but you come here and get another different version of the scam. So you have to at least go through 1 or 2 scams so you could outgrow it. So once you do that, that's good. The fourth thing is this. Transportation. Transportation is very, very, very interesting. Interesting in a way where a Cuban can take a taxi for 1,000 pesos or 2,000 pesos. But as soon as you say the word American, your taxi becomes $60. $1 is 150 pesos. So as soon as they see you, they see money. When they think of money, then now all of a sudden they're like a luxury thing, which is, I don't take it personal, because I think it's actually something that I had to go through to understand what's happening. All right, here's how I'm gonna talk to some people who do business. If your product don't have value, you can't just put a price that's so outrageous where people are not gonna feel a certain type of way. If I don't have this thing, I'm going to die. If your product or your services or the place where you're having the business doesn't have value, something that will make somebody actually regret not having to go with you, you don't have to put the price because you just think they should pay that. You're not gonna make a lot of money. Here's why I think that. I see a lot of those old American cars. Most people have realized they don't want to mess with them. They'll do it one time, that's it. But if you was to cut that price, charging people like what, $50? I don't care about those cars. I see them, I film them, and then I don't want to get in there. It's a car. It's not like it's gonna make me feel a certain type of way. If we're in a group, yeah, I might do it. But just me get into that car, I don't think so. So I don't need that. I didn't put that as part of my budget. I don't need to do that. And there are people who try to offer me to do that. I said, no, thank you, no bueno. I'm good. So the fifth thing is transportation is a must. And as soon as you mention you are from America, your price just become nuts. You can see somebody pay somebody 2,000 pesos, but as soon as you approach, all of a sudden, it's no longer 2,000 peso or 1,000 peso. It becomes, way higher than that. But the Cubans, they go with 2,000 peso because the average Cuban salary is 3,000 peso, 4,000 peso, some even less. So you see, the 1,000 peso, if a person took a cab one time, which is, it don't make sense, it just doesn't make sense, but it kind of makes sense, but it don't make sense as far as for their own economy, and I'm trying to understand this thing, how it's gonna work, because there's no war between Cuba and America. People are very friendly towards Americans, and people are very friendly towards other people from different countries. The scammers are extra friendly, which is understandable. They are presenting a scheme, so they have to be friendly so you could buy into that friendliness. Once you buy into that friendliness, then they bring out the scam and they put it on your face. So that makes sense on that part. But most, for the average Cubans, they're very, they're not angry people. Most people are just, if you don't speak English, I don't speak Spanish, we don't need to talk. That makes sense. That's understandable. The sixth thing is this: women and your entourage. When you sit on a table, if you go to a place, you sit on a table, keep your eyes on the tab. Who's getting what? Because the people that you're bringing in, they might talk in Spanish or go behind, let them know, like, I'm gonna order a lot of stuff. So y'all could pay the person that, so the restaurant could pay the person that you brought in. It happened to me. First, I didn't understand what was happening. This guy is ordering this, the girl's ordering this, they want 2 meals. I'm like, yo, what is this? Which was my fault. I should have checked that, but I didn't check it. So you gotta keep your eyes on that. If you definitely, since you don't have a credit card, the only thing is just you have your cash. The cash that you took out of your ATM to come here, that's what's gonna last you. So if you don't know and you don't care about managing your cash, you're gonna find yourself on the street giving blowjobs so you can get back to America. Because there ain't no ATM here you can swipe and then fly back. No, there isn't. It's your mind. You gotta figure out the game. You figure out the game and you cut back on spending. Don't spend too much. Like right now, before I even go out today, I gotta figure out where they're doing the COVID test. Once I find that out, then I know how much it costs. Then, I keep the whatever money that I have left a little bit on the side. But I need money for COVID, and second, I need money for the cab. So 2 things. That's going to be charged higher than usual. So I gotta keep my eyes open, all right? And the 6th thing is what I've already said, transportation. Oh yeah, if you take the public bus, most likely you don't wanna bring a book bag or anything like that. Just go with your pockets. Just the clothes that you're wearing, because people are gonna pickpocket your stuff within the bus. So as you get inside the bus, everybody's just stuffed like this. Some people holding like this, some holding like that. Most likely people are going through your book bag. If the bus moves, you won't notice that somebody going through your stuff. Unless you put a lock on it. Like literally take a lock, you put a lock on it. And the 8th thing is what? What's the 8th thing? Try not to avoid people who schemes a lot. At first I thought I should just avoid them, but that's not actually solving the problem. Speak with them and try to understand what my problem is towards accepting that offer that they're giving me. Because here's the thing, it took me 5 days to figure this out, man. Because everything that's happening to me, it's actually me who's allowing it to happen. So I can't blame them. They're in a survival mode. Me, I gotta be on a defense mode. When I'm in the defense mode, you'll notice we start talking, blah, 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 we talk. And then they get to a point where they'll either find your weakness or a reason for me to say yes, and then boom, we start walking. And do not go against your first intuition. If your intuition say don't go, don't go. Because I judge my intuition and thinking that was not a scam. I saw it look like a scam, but I decided, because I wanted to be a good person, decided to go with it. And then once I started to go with it, and I find out I was in the process of being scammed. So I learned that one. Today, literally all I practiced today was to walk around, let these people who like to scam people, let them come towards me. So they comes towards me. At the beginning, I was a little bit like, no, don't talk to me. Then I took out my headphones, I started talking to them. So we stand around, we talk, and then once they hit me like, oh, have you noticed a restaurant here? I said, no. Have you noticed a car here? No. Have you noticed the history of the La Revolution? No. Know everything. And then after I realized I had too many no's, they just shake my hands. You smile, I smile. Nobody goes away angry, because most likely we will run into each other again. But if you make somebody upset in their country, they're gonna hold grudges towards you, and that's a bad name promoting who you are as a person and your image, how they should see people who live where you live. So that's bad publication. So talk to them, find out what's in you that's making you say yes to things that you might not want to do. If that's something that you want to do, yes, go ahead and do it. The positive side of the scamming people is this. If you want to know Cuba, you talk to those people that's trying to scam you. You talk to them, but before you proceed, you say, I will talk to you, but here's how much I will pay you if we continue. If he agrees, she agrees, and then boom, you go. Don't just keep walking and then later on, they put the price on you. No, you put the price before you start everything. All right? So that was a big lesson. It is a life lesson, and I have learned it in Havana, Cuba. So far, I'm having fun. Not taking anything personal. You gotta own up the things that you're doing wrong, fix it. It's on the business side, and it's also on the psychological side, and it's also on the social side. By the time I walk out of Cuba, I wanna leave with a good image. I talked to everybody, almost everybody that approached me, and we had a great conversation. And it didn't have to end into me having to pay them. That's the lesson. All right, I'm about to take a shower, make a phone call, and step out. So this is day 7 or day 8, the 8th day. So this is day 8, and we're still having fun in Cuba, Havana. Yeah.